What's up, guys? Welcome back. axeltoss here alongside axslav, and we're watching a best of 5 between Thorzain and Creator, and it is quite a treat. Some epic games so far. Currently, Thorzain is up 2-1. If you missed anything, VODs will be up. YouTube.com/officialmlgsc2. Before we get into Game 4 of this best of 5, Full Sail University is the official education partner of MLG. So if you're considering getting into a field of game design, video game design, graphic design, video production, etc., anything in the video game industry, definitely consider Full Sail University. Visit the website below, fullsail.edu/MLG. They'll have you fill in some information about yourself, and then they'll send some information back at you, and then you can find out if Full Sail is the right fit for you. So when considering the next step in your educational career, check out fullsail.edu/MLG. That being said, what a great series we have in our hands, Mr. Nicholas.
It is. You know, this is the first time in the entire winter season of MLG that a non-Korean has been on match point versus a Korean player.
Wow.
This is insane.
Really?
Yes. This is the
Somebody
first time ever.
double check that.
No, my first time ever in the winter season of 2013.
So, like, this is including the winter season showdowns?
Yes.
This is including the winter championship?
Yes, that's right.
Okay. Someone fact check. I don't believe Nicholas.
Well, I'm all right. We'll get started in the game.
Let's do it. I want to do it.
I have to make a confession. The winter season showdowns, of course, there weren't any Korean versus non-Korean matches, because they were those were qualifiers. They were region.
Gosh dang it, you're a cheater.
So, but in the championships, there's never a time where non-Korean took two maps.
Let us know if Nick is right or wrong. You can tweet at us, at axeltoss on Twitter, and at isaxslav.
At MLG too.
At MLG.
Yeah. So they can make fun of me when I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, which I
you know, I generally believe what you say, believe it or not. So I'm gonna be on your side on this one.
Thank you.
All right, in the bottom left-hand location, we have the red Protoss player who's currently down 1-2. He must win 2 games in a row to advance to the semi-final of the Winter Exhibition. Representing Team Prime, he is Creator. His opponent in the top right-hand location, hailing from Sweden, a member of Team Evil Geniuses. He is the blue Terran player who is 1 win away from advancing to the semifinals. He is Thorzain. What a great day of StarCraft.
It is a great day. And
like I'm not trying to be that guy. I'm not trying to be mean, but we've had some 3-0s in this tournament. They were very quick.
We've had actually mostly.
Honestly, now that I think about it, I think we've had a series that was shorter than just one of the games.
It very well could be. Of course, Thorzain games are kind of an exception to the norm.
Yeah. Which is why I kind of like
You know,
the
if
guy.
you want some more Thorzain games, check out Thorzain versus Killer series. That whole series is really... Actually, the first game was the best game of the series. It wasn't the longest. The longest game was on Newkirk City. I think it was game number 2. But the first game was like game number 2, the last half an hour, it kind of dragged on. Game number 1 was absolutely amazing. Everyone go watch at youtube.com/official MLGSC2, game number 1 between Killer and Thorzain from the MLG Winter Championships.
Is that free to watch?
Yes.
Oh.
And you know what? You can actually watch it in Blu-ray quality for
really?
free. 1080p.
Wow. That's amazing.
The MLG YouTube site's pretty good.
I bet the casters aren't that good though.
Yeah. I mean, I think it was like Day 9 and DJ Weeder, you know, some of those guys. Just kidding. Absolutely amazing casters.
Of course, that was from the Winter Championship event. We had a good. I think there was like 7 of us there.
Yes. You know what? Actually, as far as
assortment.
casting, one of my favorite matches from that was the Life vs. Pulse series, which was Day 9 and Husky.
Yes.
The crowd was going crazy. They were going crazy. It was a real treat. That was one that it's a great match to watch on YouTube, but that's also one of the types of games that is much better to be there in person live. So
absolutely,
you guys get a chance.
I was in the audience watching that. Yeah. I think you were like backstage preparing your little analysis thing that you do.
I was in the audience actually too. That was one.
Oh really?
I was in the audience.
Why were you sitting next to me?
Because I had to be ready to jump to analysis stage.
Ah, okay. That's right. I was like in the middle of the audience, just soaking it all up. Anyway, enough about that.
Yeah, we've been neglecting the game.
Right, we should give proper attention to this game, considering it is a great series, and there's a lot on the line here. Again, if Creator loses this, he's out of this tournament. and he's putting his reputation on the line. But openings, we got a very fast Nexus.
Yes.
Very fast command center. And the map, of course, is Neoplanet S. I always hear mixed opinions on this map from people. My favorite feature of this map is the slipping and sliding.
Yes.
Yeah, the physics. But I think that's mainly when Zerg is playing.
It happens predominantly with Zerg because your units move faster. But it happens a lot with speed medevacs. When you're on turbo boost and you die,
yes,
they start to fly all over the place. There's a lot of cool things about this map. But anyway, the game at hand, we're seeing Thorzain do the exact same build he used on Aklon Waste. He used this build again on the first map as well. Cloud Kingdom.
Cloud Kingdom, yep.
Yeah, so definitely one of actually, no, sorry, he didn't use this. He only used it in Aklon Waste. Cloud Kingdom, you have one to T-Rex. But he likes getting the gas fast, so he actually gets a lower barracks count, so he can quickly get that stim pack up. And Creator, we see him doing 3 gates and a robo.
Oh, okay, 3 gates and a robo.
So this is just a very standard generic Protoss opening. This is also what he did on Daybreak and what he did on Cloud Kingdom. I mean, the expansion time is a little bit different, but the idea that you get your robo, your 3 gates, you get observers, you scout what they're doing, and then you do whatever you want. A very solid and safe standard Protoss opening. Thorzain, actually, he got his factory a little bit later. I think he was anticipating gateway pressure. So he got his 3rd barracks before the factory, which is something Thorzain often likes to check fast.
Die.
Ooh, Reaper's getting into main.
Oh, wow. Great.
A nice win for Thorzain.
Oh, good.
I mean, the Reaper's already made itself worth it.
It has.
Just seeing the 3 gates into robo.
Oh, my gosh.
And he sees everything. Double Forge robotics, but he knows exactly what's going on.
Jump off the cliff.
A beautiful scouting job done by Thorzain.
Yeah, great. Wow. That's exactly what you want as a Terran player. That Reaper had one job, and he accomplished his job. Now Thorzain going to see, all right, my opponent, he's trying to get a lot of stuff that's going to help him a little bit later, so I'm going to try to get some pressure done now. However, I don't know how effective this is going to be. He doesn't have any medevacs here. His starport just now started. His opponent is going to have, obviously, Photon Overcharge available. And the Creator's starting to warp in some units here. 2 Zealots and a Sentry. So I feel like this shouldn't be too much trouble for Creator to deal with if Thorzain decides to try to be aggressive.
Creator should not have any problems at all defending. One thing I'm interested is the standard response to the Protoss doing this build is for a Terran to immediately get a 2nd engineering bay as well as a 3rd command center. Because as soon as a Protoss says, I'm both going to tech through either, Colossi tech or Templar tech and get double forge, that means that 1, the Protoss can't put on aggression for quite a while. And then 2, the Protoss basically can't take a 3rd base as long as you have medevacs in play, because it won't have the unit count to spread out. So as a Terran to take advantage of that, you take a very fast 3rd, and you try to at least stay close to them in upgrades by getting that 2nd eBay. But Thorzain's saying, no, I'm not going to do this. I'm just going to crank out units and focus primarily on unit production.
Yeah,
I mean, that's, you know what he could do? If he can force a Photon Overcharge and some force fields at the front, and then once he has 4
and lift.
Exactly, and he could drop into main and get some really good damage done potentially. But if he can't, he may be a little behind because he's going to be behind in those upgrades.
And now Creator's going to have observers watching a lot of stuff here, so that's going to be very important here. Has 1 observer outside his opponent's natural, so he's going to see the rally. 1 scouting around for potential medevacs on the right-hand side, and then another just outside of his own personal natural expansion. So 3 observers in play here for Creator. I love that decision. Now adding on this Colossi. 1-1 is about to get done. Thermal Lance is about to finish as well, so I feel like Thorzain might have a timing right now, but it's going to end in about 20 seconds once Thermal Lance and these upgrades get finished.
It is, and with only 2 medevacs, it's hard to do those devastating doom drop type plays. By the time 4 medevacs get in, I think Creator will be ready. Thorzain is doing some light pressure. He also needs to kill that observer. If Thorzain wants to do any aggression, he has to kill the observer to make Creator in the dark about which direction to go.
Yep, leave him scared. Leave that option open to lift off and go to the main. Photon Overcharge being deployed onto the Nexus. Factory saying, getting a little bit tickled and backing up a little bit. Thorzain setting up a concave outside his opponent's natural expansion. Might end up just trying to prevent his opponent from taking a 3rd. I feel like that could be a fairly solid decision, lifting his own 3rd up to its proper location while trying to prevent his opponent from breaking out. But I feel like, once Creator gets a couple of Colossi out, a few Colossi, what's really going to stop him from trying to break out of this contain and just sweep up all these Marines and Marauders?
Creator's real power strength is going to come in when 2-2 finishes. Of course, right now he's at 1-1, but Thorzain's going to be at 1-1 soon. And Creator's invested so much into Twilight Council as well as all the robotics tech and Double Forge. He really wants to wait for 2-2 to do any major engagement. Looks like he actually is going to try to push out here, but Thorzain some good kiting.
Thorzain's picking up and getting out of there, leaving some Marines.
Oh, Marauders in the miss rally.
Viking overextending a little bit too. 2 Vikings overextending a bit.
Thorzain's getting sloppy here.
Don't want to lose those. Those are really important units. Of course, the Vikings are your anti-Colossi guys.
Oh, very interesting. Also, Thorzain, when he picked up his units, he didn't feel south to threaten and drop into main. Instead, he actually just retreated all the way back to his base. Which gave Creator the opportunity to take a 3rd base, and Creator is going to love that. Typically, if you do this heavy upgrade style, your 3rd is normally at the 14-15 minute mark, but Thorzain just all-out retreated, and Creator's going to take advantage of that, and going forward, you know, Creator's 3rd is not that much later than Thorzain's. His upgrades are way ahead. Thorzain's just now starting 2-2. This is looking like a great game for Creator. I mean, he's even ahead in the food, and that's something that, especially with all the investment he's done, is going to be really bad for Thorzain unless Thorzain can come up with a way to defeat Creator's insanely powerful army.
Yeah, and Creator's going to start getting pretty scary here. I mean, the High Templar Archives just finished, so we're going to see that Storm upgrade start any moment now. 2-2 is about to finish as well. Meanwhile, Thorzain's 2-2 is just now beginning, starting up +1 for the Viking attack, adding on that Ghost Academy, so he's going to try not to get too far behind as far as the tech is concerned. You want to have those Ghosts so you can deal with those High Templars, with those EMPs. But yeah, I mean, I feel like Creators definitely has a strong point in this game. Adding on 2 gases at his 3rd right away. You got to prioritize that gas as you approach this point in time as a Protoss player, because again, you're trying to make Colossi, you're trying to make High Templar. You're going to need all the gas possible to keep that unit composition going.
Oh, Thorzain sneaking along the very bottom portion of the map. He's got 6 Vikings with him, only a few medevacs, but if he can force the battle in a choke against a primarily Zealot force, he may do okay as long as he can neutralize the Colossi. Of course, there's 3. Oh, nuts! Drop play here in the natural.
Yeah, drop.
Oh, puts an overcharge though.
Puts an overcharge. There's plenty of Zealots there. Stalker as well. Thorzain's just going to back away. He's trying to see if he could force his opponent to pull his whole army in that direction, which would cause, which would, of course, would enable Thorzain to potentially try to snipe this 3rd base, which would be a huge victory for him. But Creator a little bit too good for that, keeping the majority of his army at his 3rd base. And now he's starting up 3-3. Still, as he researched Storm.
There's no Storm for Creator. Of course, I think what happened is he didn't feel he had the gas to get a decent number of High Templar out because he wanted to get charge and 3-3. So he prioritized saying, you know what, I'll get a couple of Archons because I think Thorzain's going to attack me soon, and I want the units right now.
Yep.
But what's actually happened is yes, you know, if Thorzain attacked him, like when he was at the bottom right, Creator would have smashed that army. But now we're in a situation where Thorzain can max out. If he attacks right when he gets 2-2, there'll be upgrade equality, and it'll be maxed army with no Storm. And that's a situation where Protoss is usually in a very tough situation, as long as there's enough Vikings to deal with the Colossi, which it's maybe he won a couple more Vikings, but overall I think he's got a decent count. Actually, there's only 4. It's almost exactly right where he wants it. So if Thorzain hits this timing before Storm and 3-3. Thorzain hits before 3-3 in Storm, I think Thorzain can take this game. He's even got EMPs. That's going to take a lot of the meat out of that Protoss army.
Storm is only about halfway done here. Creator desperately going to be chrono boosting that out. Creator posturing forward. Thorzain backing away. Very intense standoff happening here. Vikings trying to spread out, trying to find those Colossi from his opponent. Creator has a brilliant concave here, going to try to engage. Thorzain going to try to kite away with his Marine Marauders and Ghost. EMPs have yet to go down. The Vikings targeting down this Colossi. Colossi trying to get up close to the bio, but the bio getting chopped up by these Zealots. Archons doing a significant amount of damage as well. Creator up 152 to 125, even though there's upgrade equality there, just not enough, and Creator able to sweep up Thorzain.
A great battle for Creator there. The Zealots got great connection with the bio. The Colossi even, they were able to close the distance with the bio somehow and get massive sweeps off there. I thought Thorzain had a massive edge in that battle, but then he didn't actually kite. Yeah. So that allowed the Zealots and the Colossi to do so much damage. Thorzain is now really no Vikings, only one medevac. One
medevac, very low on health. He's going to try to stem forward and deal with this, but so many Protoss units coming forward. The blink aggressive there from Creator, targeting down the Vikings. There's a GG, well played from Thorzain, and Creator, again, one of those games where he just gets a convincing victory in a battle, and then Thorzain just has nothing left to fend off the counterattack.
A really well-played game there by Creator. So many early investments into the late game with the upgrades and all the tech, and his defense was still solid. Thorzain had the unit advantage, but he wasn't able to get anything done with it, and so that just left Creator in a stronger position as the game went to the late game.
I love the patience that Creator was showing as well. Neoplanet S is one of those maps a lot of people are like, Third's, it's pretty hard to take. I mean, third's going to be pretty far away from your natural expansion. You kind of have to overextend a little bit to try to take that. If your opponent plays it right, they can, try to set squadrons of armies getting ready to kind of defend that. But Creator, again, showing a lot of patience, getting 2-2 on the way, getting plenty of Colossi out, slowly, methodically taking that third base. Because I think it's better to take a little bit later of a third base, as long as you're sure it's safe, than of course, taking a risk, getting an earlier third base, and then being vulnerable.
Definitely. And if you're going to take layer third base, do what Creator did. Get those early upgrades so it's okay if you're a little bit behind in economy because your unit efficiency will be so much higher.
Yeah. So, guys, we're tied 2-2 right now between Thorzain and Creator in this best of 5, which means the winner of Game 5 will advance to the semifinals of this tournament. Is it going to be Thorzain? Is it going to be Creator? We'll find out after a quick break.